visible to all of you? Just give me a confirmation. Yes, no. My screen is visible. All right. Right. So first of all, we will discuss about the architecture of our application. So for that, I'm creating a blank board, or on that blank board, I will draw that architecture. Right. Okay, so this is the very basic architecture which is used almost in all web applications, mobile applications, desktop applications. Okay, so this is one of the most common architectures used in application development. Okay, or full stack development. Right. So for every application, we have a front end. Okay, so we have a front end. Right. Then for every application, we have a backend or server. Right. Server or backend, we can say. Okay, and here we can say front end or UI, user interface. Right. So you all have heard these words. Okay. So front end, UI, backend, server. Right. Then there is one more thing which connects our front end, backend that are called APIs. Okay. So there is one API. API means Application Programming Interface. Okay, through which front end can send requests to the backend. Okay, and from the backend we will get something, and through APIs we send that thing to front end. Okay, so this is the very basic architecture that we follow in every application. Okay, whether it is a web app or it is a mobile app or a desktop app. Okay, so in every application you are going to use this architecture. Okay, I guess this architecture was very easy and was clear to everyone. Just write yes or no in the chat box. Then we will proceed further. Right. So this architecture was easy to understand. Right. Okay, I'm getting yeses. Okay. So now what we have to do? Okay, we will create our front end with the help of React.js. So we are going to create a UI, user interface. Okay. Then we are going to use one API. Okay. So we are going to use one ready-made API, which is connected to some server, okay, for data fetching and all these things. Okay, so we are not going to build any server. Okay, so we are going to use ready-made APIs, okay, and we are going to call this ready-made APIs or React app. We are going to get data on our UI and going to display that data. Okay, so I guess this was very clear to everyone what we are going to do. Okay, so what is our objective? I guess that was clear. I'm going to create a UI with the help of React, and I'm going to call some ready-made APIs, and we are going to display that data on our React app. My voice is clear to everyone. Yes, my voice is clear. Okay, some people are getting breaking voice. Voice is not clear. Okay, okay, just give me a second. I'll make some changes in my settings. Okay, so okay, okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'll rejoin this. Okay, just wait. Yes, so I hope now my voice is clear to everyone. Now my voice is clear to everyone. Just write yes or no in the chat box. Okay, okay, right. Okay, so I hope everyone got the objective of today's session. Okay, what we are going to build today, right? We are going to create a React UI and we are going to call some ready-made APIs and we are going to fetch the data from the server to display it on our application, right? So this is our basic architecture. Okay. So now what we have to do? Now we have to create a React app, right? So now there are two options by which you can create a React app. So first one is CRA, create React app. Okay. So this is the first option by which you can create a React app. Okay. And you can see here, create React app is deprecated. Deprecated means it is no longer used. Okay. So it is very old, very slow. Okay. So that is why this is deprecated now. So for building real world applications, okay, we have another tooling which is known as Vite. Okay, so we have this Vite. Okay, so through Vite we are going to create our React application. Okay, and you can see Vite have many features like lightning fast HMR. Okay, so that means your code is going to take less time to compile and execute. Okay, then we have some rich features. Okay, so many templates and out of the box support is there. Okay, so through Vite you can create a optimized build for your application. So there are many features of using Vite, right? So this is we are going to use. Okay, now let me know you that for creating a React app, Node.js should be installed in your system. So I guess Node.js is installed in everyone's system. I hope so. Okay, so this is one of the prerequisites for creating a React app. So you should have Node installed in your system, right? Okay, so people who have Node installed, so they can directly create a Vite app. Okay, and for the people Node.js is not installed, so you can search for Node.js. Okay, then you can go to Node.js official website. Okay, and on its website you can see this button, get Node.js. Okay, so click this button. Okay, and you can download the installer from this website and you can install it as we install regular software. Okay, like this. Okay, after installing Node, then you can create this Vite app. Okay, so I guess everything was clear up till here. Just write yes in the chat box. Then we will start creating a React app. Okay. Okay. So now what we are going to do? Okay. So I am going to desktop, and here I am creating a new folder. Okay. I'll name this folder as React hyphen app. Okay. So React app folder I am creating, and I am going to open this folder inside VS Code. Okay. So I've opened this folder React app inside VS Code, and now here we have to open the terminal. Okay, integrated terminal. Okay, it is taking a little time to load the terminal. Okay, let us make it again. So new terminal. Okay, now it is loaded. So on this terminal, what we have to do, we have to create our React app. So for that, you have to write the command npm. Okay, npm means node package manager. Okay, for installing various packages. Then you have to write a keyword create. Okay, npm create. Then you have to write Vite. Okay, and for installing latest version, you can also add at latest. Okay, so this is the command that you have to write npm create Vite at latest. Okay, so I am copy and pasting this command so you can see what is the command. Okay, npm create Vite at latest. Then we will hit enter. Okay, so you can see it is asking me the project name first. Okay, so I'm giving the project name as dot slash. Okay, why I'm giving project name as dot slash? Because I want my project to be created in current folder only, React app. So that is why dot slash means current directory. Then it is asking me to select a framework. Okay, select React. Okay, now it is asking me which language you want to use. So we want to use JavaScript. Use roll down Vite, no. Okay, install with npm and start now. So click on yes. Okay, so now it will install all the dependencies and it will start your React app on some local server, right? So very easy to create a React app with Vite. Okay, so it is very easy. Okay, I guess everyone got it. How to create a React app with Vite tooling. Just write yes in the chat box if you got it. Okay, so you can see some files are created inside my folder. Okay, public folder is there, src folder is there, and you can also see one. I'm getting one URL also, which is my local server on which React app is hosted. Okay, so this is our React app. So Vite plus React, you can see we can also see a simple counter here. Okay, so if I'm clicking this, it is increasing the count, right? So we can now put these things side by side. Okay, and also close the terminal. So now what we have to do, let us first clean up our template first. So I'm going to clean up my project folder a little bit. So I can see in public folder, I have this Vite logo, which is used here. So I don't want this. So I'll delete the public folder. Okay, now in the SRC, you can see some assets are there. So I can see React logo is there, which is used here. So I'll also delete this assets folder. I don't need it. Okay, I'll delete app.css. I don't need CSS for now. Okay, I will delete everything from index.css. Okay, and I will also delete everything from app.jsx. Okay, I want a blank page just like HTML blank page, right? So I'm getting a blank page now. So now anything you want to edit inside your web app, so that thing you have to write inside app.jsx. So this is the main file of your React application, app.jsx. Okay, this is our main CSS file, and this main.jsx is our creating the virtual DOM here, and we are rendering our app on the screen. Okay, so this is some basic React configurations. Okay, that you can easily understand. Okay, now my work will be done in this app.jsx file, right? So here now we have to make components, right? So I'll tell you that React is a component based UI library. Okay, so we can make components. Components are simply pieces of UI, means our navigation bar, okay, our footer. These are the called the components, pieces of our pages or pieces of our UI. So for making components, components are simply functions. Okay, so I'll make one function const app. I'm going to create an arrow function. Okay, const app is equals to one arrow function. Okay, which will return some JSX. Okay, so let us say which will return some div, and in this div I'll write hello world. Then we have to export this app also. So I'll export it. So export default app. Okay, or in the new line I'll export it. So export default app. Okay, and here I'll make the variable const app. Right. And now here on the screen you can see hello world is there. Right. So components are simply functions, okay, that will return some JSX, right? And we have also exported app from here. Okay, why we are exporting app from this file? Because in the main file you can see it is imported. So that is why I have exported app from this file, right? So I guess up till here everyone got it. Yes, you can later you can watch it. It is recorded. Okay, how to get the certificate? So after this webinar there will be one quiz, and after giving the quiz you can get the certificate. Okay. Yes, everyone got up till here. What are components and how we can create? Okay. Okay, now let us move to the next part. Okay, now we want to get some APIs, ready-made APIs, right? So what I will do on the Google, I will search for advice API. Okay. So it is a free API, okay, public free API. So you can always call this API freely, okay. And you can see this is the URL. Okay, so I'll copy this URL and I will paste this URL in the browser. Okay. So after calling this API, you can see I'm getting one slip. Inside the slip, I have one ID. Okay. Then we have some advice. Okay. Never regret. If it's good, it's wonderful. If it's bad, it's experience. Right. So now we are getting some random advice. Now if I refresh it, so you can see I'm getting one more random advice. Okay. So how many times you will call this API? So every time you will get one random advice, right? So this is how API works. Okay. So we will request APIs. APIs will give you some data. Okay. And you can use that data on your UI, right? In SRC folder, we can make components. Yes. Yes, Nayan. Nana. Yes. Nana. Okay. So everyone got the idea of API. What are APIs? We will simply call these APIs through browser. We can call them through our applications. We can call them, and in return, they will give us some data which is coming from server. Okay, everyone got this concept of API, right? Okay. Now what I need to do? I need to call this API from my application. For now, I am calling this API from my browser, right? But I want to use my React app for calling this API. So how we can do it? Okay, let us first design some UI. So here, okay, I'll create a button. Okay, and this button is get advice button. Okay, so after clicking this button, we will get one advice. So now I'll keep this thing side by side so you can see what is happening on the screen. So you can see I've created a button which is get advice, right? So nothing is happening for now. It is just a button. Okay. Now what we can do, we can copy this URL. Okay, so copy this URL and we can paste this URL inside our function. So I will make one const URL is equals to, and we can paste this URL inside the strings, right? So this is our URL. Now what we need to do? We need to call this URL. Okay. So for calling this URL, I'll make one asynchronous function. So async function. Okay, and I'll give the function name as get advice. Okay, then round brackets and curly braces. Okay, so simple JavaScript I'm using. Okay, I'm not doing any advanced programming. So it is just a simple asynchronous JavaScript function. Okay, so function get advice. Now here we can call our API. So for calling APIs, we have different methods. Okay, so for React, we are going to use Axios. Okay, so for React, we are going to use Axios. Okay, so you can see Axios is a promise-based HTTP client for Node.js and browser. Okay, so through Node.js and browser, you can send request, HTTP request. Okay, so I'm going to use this package. So for using this package, we need to install it in our application. So for that, I will open the terminal. Okay, then here I'll close the instance of my server, and now I'm going to install. So npm I, okay, Axios. So we have to install this Axios package. Then we will use it and we will call our API. So now once again I'll run my server. So npm run dev. Okay. So you can see I'm once again getting that button. Right now I'll close the terminal. Okay, async function get advice. Right. Now what we will do here, we will make a call. So const. Okay, and I will make some response. Okay, const response is equals to await axios dot get. Okay, so we are going to make a get request. So axios dot get, and here we will give our URL. Okay, so you can see axios it is not getting, so we have to import axios. So I'm going to import it. So import axios from axios. Right. Now what we can do, we can make one state inside React. So what is state? State are simply variables in React. Okay. So I'm going to make one const, okay, advice, and one method set advice is equals to one use state, right? And which will have the default value of empty strings. Now I'm going to set advice this method, okay, and I'm going to set it to response dot data dot slip dot advice, right? Okay, I'll just put charging. My charging is on. Okay, okay, so now my advice is set. Now I have to show this advice inside h1. Okay, so here I'll give that advice. Okay, and button I'm going to add one event on click. It should be called get advice. Okay, so now my code is ready. I can click on get advice. Okay, let us inspect. Okay, if we are getting any errors. Console, nothing is coming. Okay, let us check it. So console log advice. Right. So once again, I'll click on get advice. Yes, you can see now my advice is coming. Okay, so no need for console log. Okay, that was just a API delay. Okay, it was taking some time to get that data. Okay, once again I'll refresh it, and now once again I'll click on get advice. So you can see now I am getting one advice. Okay, now each time you click this get advice button, you will get one advice, right? Random advice. Okay, you can make this app more dynamic and more interactive. Okay, I'll also add one paragraph here, right? And inside this paragraph, I'll write you have read. Okay. Now I'll make one more state, that is count. Okay. I'll count how many advices user have read. So const, so count, comma, set count is equals to use state, and default count will be 0. So each and every time our count set count, so here we will give count plus 1. So each time we will call our API, our count will be increased. And here I'll put that count. Okay, so you have read count pieces of advice today. Okay, you can make it more bolder if you want. Okay, so I'll create a p tag. Right. Now let us see. Okay, you can see you have read 0 pieces of advice today. Once again, get advice. So you can see one. Okay, we are getting this dollar sign. Okay, okay, I don't need to use this dollar sign. Okay, so you have read 1 pieces of advice today. Now it is also counting my advice. You how many advices I am reading. Right. Once again, get advice. So you can see 2 advices. Get advice, 3 advices. Okay. Then 4 advice. Right. Fifth advice. Okay. Sixth advice. So like this, you can make your app more dynamic and interactive with the help of these states and effects. Okay. जेएस में कम से कम अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है। जेएस में बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं। मर्न स्टैक की अगर आप जॉब्स देखोगे तो काफी ज्यादा जॉब्स अवेलेबल हैं। ओके, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि जावास्क्रिप्ट की कम जॉब्स, तो जावास्क्रिप्ट की भी एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ जॉब्स हैं, राइट? ठीक है, सो आप लोगों को अगर कोई डाउट हो तो आप मुझसे क्लियर कर सकते हो। एनी डाउट्स यू कैन आस्क मी। How we can make our own API? So if you want to make your own API, you have to learn about the backend. Okay, in the backend, you will create your own API, and you can use it in your application there. Okay, that is the part of backend development, server development. Yes, sir. Any more doubts? Okay, so now this time starts for our live Q&A. So you can ask me questions. Okay, it can be related to your career, or it can be related to full stack development. How to make own website in browser? Okay, this is what we did. हमने अपनी ही वेबसाइट बनाई है इस ब्राउजर में. Okay, this is our own website that we created in the browser. Yes, sir. You guys don't have any doubts or any questions? Which skill is in demand at this time? Okay, I'll tell you, two skills are very much in demand. First one is Python. Okay, so Python is, as you can see, it is a evergreen language. Okay, so Python is every time is in demand, right? And second,
most demand is the JavaScript. Okay, why I'm telling JavaScript? Because you can see every front end framework is based on JavaScript. Okay, so that is why JavaScript, I'll say that it is the most demanded language. JavaScript and Python, right? Java, yes, Java also have a demand. Okay, so means these three languages have covered the 80% of the market: Python, JavaScript, and Java. Okay, then 20% market comes on C Sharp, PHP, these languages. So if you want a job in 2026, so in these three languages you can choose one, either Python, JavaScript, or Java. How will published access website making? Okay, I didn't get your question. Which is harder in this three? Okay, it is obvious. Java is harder out of these three. Okay, so Java is more complex to learn. Okay, its learning curve is very steep. Okay, so that is why Java is much harder to learn. Okay, how our app published on Play Store? Okay, so for publishing your app on the Play Store, you have to first create an account on Google Play Console. Okay, then after creating the account on Google Play Console, there you have to create a request to Play Store team that you have created an app and you want to publish it. Okay, then within 48 to 72 hours, they will review that request. Okay, then they will review your app also. Okay, so you have to also upload APK, your app file there. Okay, they will review your app, they will use your app, right? Then they will give you the approval that you can publish it on the Play Store. Okay, but it will not be directly published on the Play Store. First you should have at least I don't remember the criteria exactly. Okay, it should be like 25 users or 50 users should be there on your app, then it will be published on the Play Store. So this is the whole process. Okay, this process is not means easy. It is a very complex process for uploading your application on the Play Store. How much language was used in API? APIs are simply URLs, just like google.com. Okay, it is an address. So APIs are simply addresses, web addresses. We can access that web addresses and we can get some data. Okay, there is no language used in APIs. How our website published in website? Okay, I got it. You are asking me about how we can deploy this website and make it live on the internet. Okay, so for that we have many deployment platforms like Netlify. So Netlify is one of the platforms where you can deploy your apps, right? So I'm going to deploy my advice app on Netlify and I'm going to share the URL with you. Okay, so deploying websites on the web is it's just a task of 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so within 1 or 2 minutes you can deploy any website on. Okay, I'll CS code. Let's go to terminal, right? And on the terminal I'll cancel this. And now I will run npm run build. Okay, this will build my project, right? My Netlify is also open. Okay, now I can drag and drop your project folder here. Okay, so let us see my build is ready or not. So my build is ready. I will go to React app folder. Okay, and I'll simply drag and drop this dist folder inside Netlify. So now you can see it is uploading my project. Okay, and you can click on this link and you can see my React app is there, which will create, which will get the advices. Okay, I can copy this link. Okay, now you can access my web application from wherever you want. Okay, so this is my application. Okay, so can you guys check this URL and let me know that this app is working on your device or not, on your mobile phone or on your laptop? Okay, right. So this is the, so this is how you can deploy apps on the internet. Okay, want to become full stack developer? What is your advice on that? Okay, I'll give you one advice that you have to first you expert become an expert on front end. Okay, so this advice I give to all my students. Okay, first you try to learn the front end part, means HTML. Okay, then CSS, then JavaScript. Okay, then try to learn some library like Bootstrap. Okay, then switch on the back end. Okay, so in the back end, then you start building servers. Okay, you learn about APIs, you learn about authentication, authorization. Okay, then you add security, scalability. So there is much deeper things in back end. Okay, so first go with front end. Okay, then switch on back end. Right. So if you want to, how much cost to publish app in Play Store? Okay, it is free. Okay, there is no cost to publish your app in Play Store. Okay, and you guys can also connect with me on LinkedIn, right? So you can search my name on Google. Okay, so on the top you will get my LinkedIn profile. Okay, so I'll copy this LinkedIn profile and paste in the chat box. Okay, so after getting the certificates, you can tag me in your post while posting your certificates. Okay. Okay, I guess everything is clear to everyone. No doubts. Yes, what help you need? Please suggest me from where I study JavaScript. Okay, for studying JavaScript, there are many good documentations. Okay, so I'll suggest you one. So, okay, I'll suggest you two documentation. First one is W3 schools. So everyone know about this W3 schools. Okay, so it consists of each and every documentation about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, Python. So you can learn almost everything from here. Okay, so you can go to JavaScript. So from here you can start learning. Okay, then if you want some advanced level documentation, then you can go to MDN Web Docs. Okay, so this is advanced level documentation of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So here you can click on JavaScript scripting language. So here you can study all about JavaScript. Okay, from beginner to very advanced. Right. Okay, so quiz link is in the chat box, guys. So kindly go to the quiz link and get your certificate fast. सर रिएक्ट का एप्लीकेशन प्ले स्टोर पर डाल सकते हैं, रिएक्ट का एप्लीकेशन इंटरनेट पर डाल सकते हैं, प्ले स्टोर पर नहीं डाल सकते। प्ले स्टोर पर डालने के लिए आपको रिएक्ट नेटिव से एप्लीकेशन बनाना पड़ेगा। Okay. Okay, if your website is not working, okay, you can share the code on the GitHub and give the link to me. Okay, I'll review it and I'll let you know. Okay, how to create your own APIs? For that, you have to know about the backend development, creating servers. Okay, and how to give you link? You can send me on LinkedIn. Okay, I've shared my LinkedIn profile on chat box. Okay, I'll just give you a overview how you can start your quiz. Okay, so you have to just click the start test. Okay, so it will redirect you to the course. So here you can click on start quiz and your quiz will start. After giving the quiz, your certificate will be posted on your email.